Happy Memorial Day and welcome to a very special edition of Great Day Live. Hello there.
Hello there.
Good to see you. We hope you're enjoying the holiday at home with your friends and your family.
And family, of course, is our focus today. Children who need the care and support a loving family can provide. Sunrise Children's Services is changing the lives of abused and neglected children all across Kentucky. There's one organization that's helping change the lives of abused and neglected children all across the Bluegrass.
Indeed, and this morning we have Brandy Felser. She's the COO of Sunrise Children's Services and coming to see us on Memorial Day.
Thank you. Such an important
Brandy.
topic to be talking about. We appreciate it because, as we said, with family the focus, you know, we're talking about so many children. About how many do you all deal with at Sunrise?
We deal with around 600 children on any given day across the state of Kentucky.
So it's all statewide?
All statewide, every county in Kentucky.
Wow.
And you're loving these kids, too, because you're looking out for them in so many ways, because a lot of them have been through some tough stuff.
Yeah, a lot of our kids, they're abused and neglected children across the state. So some of them are up for adoption. They don't have parents. Their parental rights have been terminated, so they don't have parents or homes to go to. We have foster families that step in and provide them home and love and care. We have residential facilities that the children may have to stay in for some time until we can find a home for them to
And that makes these people such powerful beams of light, because it's all about structure in a child's life. That's what they need. They just want, some
And
rules
love, like
and
you said.
parameters.
Right. Absolutely. I can't imagine not having a home and a family, especially as a child, but as an adult, that's hard to imagine. So these children, they need a home and love and someone to care for them, someone to pick them up when they fall down, to tell them that they're good, they're worth something, they can achieve goals just like anybody else.
In Kentucky, you know, we hear these statistics, and I'm like, my gosh, you know, how do we compare to other states when it comes to abuse and things like that? Have we improved the numbers? Have they gotten worse? Where do we stand as a state here?
The state of Kentucky is really focused on caring for the children who are in need, and we are improving every single day. We get better and better every day, and the state is very committed to helping the children.
And this is a labor of love for you, because this comes from a personal place for you. You've been with Sunrise 3 years, but you say you can relate to some of these children, and I think that makes you, must be a special connection that you have with these children.
Absolutely, I do have a special connection to them. My background is very similar to some of the kids that come to Sunrise who need care. And every day I can look at them and relate to where they're at and where they're going and the fear that they feel or the uncertainty that they feel, and really want to help them. For me, when I walk in every day, it's not just a job. It's absolutely not just a job. It's every day I think, their lives for that moment are in our hands, and what we do in that short amount of time we have them is going to make the difference for them. And that's what I would want someone to do for me if I were in that circumstance.
And think in terms of legacy, too. When you are reshaping a child's life in a very positive force, they go on someday and have a family, and the way that plays out in the next generations.
Right. We're literally changing lives, and we're not just changing lives, you're also changing the future, because when you can give children a future, that changes the future of our society, period. So it's an even bigger role when you think about it, because it's not just, wow, we need to help this child who's in need. We need to help this child so they can become a productive member of society, have their own family, and reach their dreams and goals.
I think it was interesting, though, you said when you stand before these children and they understand that you've been through some things that are similar to them, they're like, oh, they're surprised that you look together, you're a professional, that you've done it. You've rounded that corner, and I have to believe it gives them hope that they can too when they see someone like you in front of them.
Absolutely. Most of the children, they don't see the same, they don't see themselves graduating from college. They don't see themselves being successful in the future. They just don't see that for themselves. That's not necessarily what they've been shown. So it's hard for them to imagine it for themselves. And so when they see other people who have had circumstances similar to theirs, to be able to make the turn, as I call it, and be able to reach their dreams and goals, it's new for them, but it is a positive, because then they think, wow, I can do it too. And that's something that I try to, and I know our staff does as well, is try to really talk to the kids about that. It doesn't matter what your background is. you can still do it. You leave that in the past and move forward. You can still do it. Yeah, it might be a little bit harder for you, but that doesn't mean you can't do it.
I love that.
Even though I've heard you work 24 hours a day, you need help too, don't you? Foster families to help.
Absolutely. There's always a need for foster families to take these children into their homes and care for them and help provide them a future. And it's very rewarding. It's imagine being able to take a child into your home and give them something completely different and something that they don't have.
And not just that, if you're not able to do that, but even volunteering, donating items. It can be a grand gesture, it can be a small gesture, you'll take any of them.
Absolutely. There's all different types of things that we need for the kids, for anywhere from quilts to shampoo to monetary donations to anything you can think of. And just really coming in and spending time, doing activities with the kids, spending time with them. They haven't had a lot of people in their life who felt like they were worth spending time with, and that means a lot to them.
On their side, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, because no child should feel like they don't have a future.
No, and absolutely not.
All
Or
right.
have a home.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you want to get involved, you can call Sunrise Children's Services, and there's the phone number right there.
It's an 800 number, 456-1386.
Rachel and Terry, many of the children who come into the care of the people at Sunrise come with few, if any, personal belongings, and that's where local volunteers step in. You'll remember Linda Bowles of Morris Sewing. She's been on our show before. Both Linda and Sheila Meredith are with Project Linus, which provides homemade blankets to children in need. Thank you all for being here and for the service that you provide to these kids. You donate many of them to Sunrise Children's Services. Let's talk about the love that goes into the making of these blankets.
When you're given a talent in life, you're supposed to give back. And I think some of the times we as givers get more back than what we receive. And it's just always been a mission to give to the community. And the blankets go out, and children sometimes come in with nothing, and the blanket's theirs to keep. And it just is filled with love and prayers as we make them, and that surrounds that child with love.
It's a security blanket,
It
right?
is.
And something that they can keep wherever they go. They can keep them forever. You've had kids that have come to you later in life and said, I still have my blanket.
Absolutely.
It means so much to them, Sheila.
Right. I hear from different people who ask me about how they can volunteer, whether it is a church group or a Girl Scout group or just a guild. A lot of times they'll contact me and say, we want to get involved. We saw Great Day Live show.
Yeah.
And we have signs that are in the windows that for the drop-off sites, and there's 4 drop-off sites here in Louisville, in the area. We have a lot of publicity.
Well, yeah, you've been on Great Day Live talking about, of course, different things, but you all have been on with Project Linus before, and so like you said, the more you spread the word, the more donations that you can get. Now, maybe someone like me who wouldn't be very good at trying to sew one of these, I'm sure you could take monetary donations. Does that help with buying the fabric and things like that?
We can take monetary donations. We need people who can help deliver. We need people who can be our cheerleaders. We need people who are willing to come and iron fabric. Anybody can iron. We've got a wonderful press. We can just, it's really easy. We need people who sew our beautiful tags on that we keep on our blankets. And so we are constantly at a point where we're involving church groups, we're involving other people to get involved and support Project Linus and to help Sunrise.
And a really sweet name, Project Linus. Tell us why you're named after Linus.
In 1992, a young lady heard about a child who was going through chemo, and she could not get through her chemo without her blanket. She went back to her quilt guild and said, we can do this, we can do this. And Project Linus was formed, and many, many chapters were created. But then there was a campaign to ask the Charles Schultz group, United
The
Features.
Peanuts gang,
The
right?
Peanuts gang,
Yeah.
yes, to be able to use Linus as the logo.
It's just sweet, the little Linus, sucking the thumb and with his blanket. And I think that's what this pillow says. Security is a thumb and a blanket. It just means so much to these kids, like you said, to have something that they can love and cuddle and be a sense of security for them. If you want to know more about Project Linus, you can find them online at projectlinus.org. And we'll be right back with more Great Day Live, including where you can find creative ideas for parents and a chance to win tickets to Holiday World.
Great Day Live on WHAS 11 is sponsored by Sunrise Children's Services.
parent can relate to this.
I'm bored. You never let me do anything.
Every day I heard that. Stop it. You reminded me of being at home. Well, it's the same for foster kids. They just want to have fun, and they do at Sunrise Children's Services. So much fun that you might want to steal some of the ideas for yourself. We're going to tell you how to do it. Say hello to Amanda Foster from Sunrise Children's Services, because you've compiled a lot of fun stuff for these children for the summer, right?
We have. On our Facebook page, we've took several different links from around organizations and different websites from the Louisville and surrounding areas where parents can go and like our Facebook page to find activities on where their kids could eat for free on certain nights. Summer camps, just free activities.
You've done
or
our
concerts.
legwork.
We have. We've done the legwork. And we want to encourage families to get on there because much of a family as we are at Sunrise, we want you as a family to, take your kids out, participate in activities.
That's one of the tricks,
Yeah.
too, with the summer months as well, as thinking, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? It's always nice when somebody's there with a roster of
I know, so
ideas.
like
That's
the
right.
page, and they could win, your family in the audience could win 4 tickets to Holiday World, so more
Yes.
encouragement for them.
Absolutely.
But enough about them. Let's talk about you. Some of the things that you want to let people know, if there are people in our audience who might be able to offer some services, tell us about some of the things the kids do, and that might give ideas that they might have things they could donate as well.
Absolutely. We're going to be taking our kids to Holiday World over the summer. We have a partnership with Tim Hortons Children's Foundation where all of our residential programs and the kids involved with that got to go spend 2 nights and 3 days at a camp in Campbellsville.
Oh, wonderful.
Beautiful state park. They got to participate in so many activities that they just thoroughly enjoyed and that they may not have had the chance to do otherwise.
Yeah, like zip lining,
Zip lining.
which is kind of exhilarating, to say the least.
I actually went out for the camp for the day with the boys' programs, and I actually had to rock climb and zip line. And once I got to the top of that tower, I was a little bit shaken, but they kept encouraging me, and I was encouraging them as well.
So we're hoping that this gives people ideas. Like if you're a corporation or you're a business that you might have zip lining, you might have baseball games, anything like that, you're just looking for ways to entertain these children. And these are children who might not have been able to do some of these fun things.
Absolutely. They never have a chance, or they could not have had the chance to go to a theme park or go to a baseball game, and so it's new experiences for them as well. And as an adult, I love to do those things, so I can only imagine the eyes of a child.
The important thing is to get on this Facebook page, like it, and then we'll start working through there and mining that and asking people, of course, to help.
Absolutely.
In any way they can.
Yeah, and so if they like and share our Facebook page, then we'll select a lucky family to win 4 free tickets to Holiday World.
And when's that drawing going to be? Is that later in the summer?
It'll be later in the summer.
All right, so they'll keep you posted on the Facebook page. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And you're going to want to check out the Sunrise Facebook page for a chance to win 4 tickets to Holiday World.
Yeah, that's the place with free soft drinks all day long. You can find them on Facebook at Sunrise Kids KY. And now to Angie Fenton, who's been traveling around the state to meet the kids of Sunrise.
I'm here at Spring Meadows, one of many campuses throughout Kentucky where Sunrise Children's Services is providing outstanding care for children and their families. At Spring Meadows and at the Glendale Center, we learned so much by talking to the dedicated and caring Sunrise staff, and we met some of the children they are helping.
These are not bad kids. Bad things have happened to them. The good things that should have been provided for them haven't been. They're not just things or numbers, they're kids. And they're in that adolescent age in their life, many of them, or the latency age. It's very traumatic. It's very difficult for them. Try to put yourself in their shoes.
The staff members were a very big role in my life at Sunrise. They were like family. Without them, I don't think that I would have been able to complete the program. And I'm sorry. Or have the coping skills that I do, or be able to feel proud of myself as a mother, or as a daughter, as a student. They reassured me every step of the way. If it hadn't been for Sunrise, I would have never finished high school or went to college. I'm not even sure that I would still be breathing or be able to wake up every morning and be thankful that I have the opportunity. I'd be resentful and still going down the wrong path.
I want people to know that Sunrise Children's Service is a good place to put children like me because it will change their life. And I say that straight from the heart. I really do.
When abused and neglected children in Kentucky need help, Sunrise Children's Services is there. With foster care, residential living, and specialized treatment centers all across the state, Sunrise determines which program can best meet the needs of each child.
All the boys come from families that are breaking down or have broken up. The unique thing about our program is a lot of our outdoor activities teach problem solving. When we see boys start doing that in the program, I see that as a start to being successful.
Last week we had a kid that called back and talked about how much this program had helped him, how much he learned while he was here, and that while he was here he felt like this was the only program that cared about him.
You can be a part of helping kids in crisis shine. Contact Sunrise today.
Sunrise Children's Services is changing lives every day by providing foster care, residential, and family services programs all across the state. At the Cumberland Adventure Program, I got the chance to talk with some teens about their experiences and how Sunrise is helping them.
Before I came here, I didn't have a plan for doing anything in the future. I didn't plan on anything. And now, since I came here, I see myself living with my dad, finishing out high school, and joining the Marines.
We want them prepared. We want them to return to their homes, preferably, and for them to be successful.
That's all they're wanting is a normal life. They want their family to be normal.
I want people to know that Sunrise Children's Service is a good place to put children like me because it will change their life. And I say that straight from the heart.
Sunrise is changing their lives and so many more. Find out how you can help. Go to sunrise.org.
The rewards of becoming a foster parent are many. Of course, so are the challenges.
That is true for anyone, but imagine the challenge for military families where a spouse faces deployment. Amanda Wireman is a teacher. Her husband, Tim, is an infantryman in the U.S. Army, but they've just completed training to become foster parents. That is a whole lot of juggling. They live on post at Fort Knox. He could perhaps soon be deployed, so you guys have a lot going on. What made you decide that you want a foster parent?
We've always wanted to give back to our community in that way, and we've always worked with children either in the educational or mental health setting, and we just didn't think it was going to be a possibility until we found Sunrise, and we just thought it would be postponed until after military, but now we're plunging head first.
Good for you.
And you're 23 years old. You're on the younger end of the window for this, and that's kind of terrific. We heard you're kind of older souls, is that right?
We are, and we're really excited, and we just hope that the kids enjoy us as much as we'll enjoy them, so hopefully our age won't play too much into it.
Well, but when you think about the age, you thought, okay, because I am younger, that did figure into maybe the age of the children you want to foster, and all people out there might need to think, okay, here's my age, here's what we do for a living. That does figure in a little bit, does it not?
Absolutely, and that's something that you obviously make a decision for your own family. We decided to take some younger children, but we're kind of open to anything, so we're just kind of rolling with it.
And something I didn't know, this is called respite care, what you're going to do. So you need to find out all different things that you can do. Maybe you can't do it for real long periods of time, but respite care, what does that mean, what you all are going to do?
Absolutely. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be providing relief for foster families who do have more permanent placements. So if they need a break, or if there's an emergency, or if they have to go out of state, then we can step up and provide those services to take care of the children for them.
And that creates an interesting environment too, because there are different kids that are going to come along here as opposed to one that you're attached to on an ongoing basis. So that opens up more creative outlets as well too. Different personalities.
Absolutely.
Different lifestyles. And you, as we noted, your husband could be deployed. So a lot of this could fall on you alone.
And you've thought about that. You've talked about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's something that Sunrise does work with military families and offers that opportunity. And we just decided that respite was best for us because it's already flexible. Our flexible schedule will just kind of coincide with it.
Okay. And you have no other children, so this will put your foot into the water, I guess.
Absolutely.
For that kind of thing. And here you go with that. Tell us a little bit about the training that you received, because you said you finally, I don't know if the term is certified or whatever it is to become a foster parent. How rigorous is it for somebody out there who might be going, maybe I want to do this?
Well, you complete a home study, and so you have home inspections from Sunrise staff, and they come and make sure that your home is suitable, and then you go through courses or classes, and they can either be one-on-one or as a group, and Sunrise was great. They really worked around our schedule, and I always felt comfortable that if I just needed to pick up the phone and call and cancel or reschedule, that I could do that, and that made it so much easier. But really, once you complete the classes, and they'll give you a list of requirements and things like that, but once you do that, that's about it.
And the last thing, I mean, these children are coming to you, some of them with such broken situations. So emotionally, how do you prepare yourself? We just have a few seconds left. What you and your husband did, because you know this is precious cargo coming into your house.
Absolutely, and I've had some experience with children with disabilities and things like that, but honestly, we're using this as a ministry, so the best that we can do is just pray about it and try to work with each other to make sure that we support each other and support the children as best we can.
And these kids just need love and structure.
Hugs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
A lot of it. Well, thank you, and kudos to you and your hubby for doing this. Service in the military and now service this as well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you're thinking about becoming a foster parent, you can call Sunrise Children's Services to learn a whole lot more.
The number is 800-456-1386. You can find them online at sunrise.org.
These wonderful foster parents you just met provide a home and a family and help so many children. But some parents open up their hearts even further and want to adopt. This is a very important issue for me, and I can speak from experience because I am an adopted child. I was welcomed into a wonderful family. I recently met the Greggs, another amazing family. Alan and Anna Gregg changed many lives when they adopted a group of brothers. These boys stole their hearts and mine.
What does it mean to be adopted?
Chosen.
Who chose you?
Anna Gregg and Alan Gregg.
We were at a point where neither my wife nor I could conceive children, so we got with our Sunrise director, Kenny Williams, and we told him that we needed to look forward to doing adoption and where that would lead us. Before the adoption was done, we had 7 boys. It was great. I mean, it's busy. It's a lot of hectic stuff, but it's real blessing. I mean, when you walk in the door, there's your boys, and the joy that you have of coming home and having that many boys and all the things going on and all the excitement of everything, you can't replace that with anything else. When you pray the prayer of Jabez, just a little line in the Bible says, God, increase my territory, that I may better serve you. Our territory, huge. But it's worth it.
It can be very heart-tugging sometimes, because to know that although I never gave birth to these kids, they're mine. And people who see us out and people who don't know don't realize that they're not our biological, but they are our kids. And they won't ever be anything else.
What would you tell a kid who's out there who's hoping to someday be adopted and have that, not just that home, but maybe even just to have a foster home?
That there is hope, that you will get a family, and just don't give up.
Right now, there are kids who have given up hope, but we can change that. The Sunrise staff, the Gregs, the foster parents, and many of the children you've met in this program, they're all hoping for the same thing, that you will want to help make a difference in a child's life. Sunrise Children's Services is changing lives every day. Sharon and her family chose Sunrise when they decided to become first-time foster parents.
I've been really, really surprised to find out how many people think about it, just like my husband and I have thought about it. Had we known that there was going to be such a positive outcome, we would have done this a long, long time ago. And immediately my heart melted. And she said that they were hoping that they could place that little boy with me. And it worked out perfectly. And I sat down to the computer and I typed a letter for him. So one day, when this foster situation is over, because we do hope to adopt him, one day I want to show him how special it was the night he came to our house.
You can change a life. Become a foster parent like Sharon.
Well, you're never too young or too old to make a difference for Sunrise Children's Services.
And this summer, golfers of all ages will be part of the Kids for Kids golf tournament. Julie Roberts, hi there, will explain how you can get involved in a moment or two. But Granger is a supporter of the event, and that brings us Scott Ward today. Hey, Scott.
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you. Tell us what Granger means.
So Granger is an industrial distributor of multiple products that any organization may need to keep their business up and running. So we provide a very broad product array to keep businesses up and going.
You come in and just put your vision on something and say, I can improve this, or you just say, oh, no, you need this to help over here?
We're here to help. So we help our customers understand ways that they can be more efficient in their business and help them to provide solutions to do just that.
All right, then you're like Batman with the utility belt.
We certainly we can fill that belt with anything you may need.
If you would like one. Very good. Well, let's talk a little bit. We know now about Sunrise. This is a fundraiser, and that's a big deal. You need the funds.
Absolutely. You know, we have to raise about 20% of the funds every year to take care of the kids. We have more than 600 kids in our care every single day, so we have to raise a little more than $2 million. We try to always find new ways to connect the community to the cause, and our golf event every year at Valhalla is a great way to do that.
Yeah, in Valhalla, everybody's excited because the PGA is coming next year. So the PGA spent a few dollars out there to kind of set it up again.
Yeah. That's right. And Scott and his team, they went out and checked it out recently.
Did you play, or did you just check it out?
We had an opportunity to play, and the course is in magnificent condition. The work they've done
We're asking about your game.
Yeah, the course was in fantastic condition.
The course won is what he's saying there.
Absolutely.
I have a feeling.
See, they're letting the rough grow so
Don't blame it on the rough.
We're blaming it on the rough.
Don't blame it on the rough. Let's talk about teams and how you get one going.
Sure. Well, you know, we have adult teams, but we also have junior teams, and this is what kind of sets this event apart, because we give junior golfers a chance to come out at this prestigious course. All they have to do is raise their entry fee, which goes to support our kids. So for about $300 that the children raise, they can come out and golf along with the adult teams.
Indeed, and see, that's what makes Scott and me nervous, because we know we're going to be out there, and there'll be some 12-year-old hitting it farther than us. And
You just have to up your game.
That's exactly right. Well, the services that Sunrise provides here are phenomenal, and it's important that people, if you just joined us, tell people what Sunrise does in this community.
We save and change kids' lives, really working with abused and neglected kids in every single county of the state. We have residential treatment services, foster care, foster to adopt, a youth support center in London that cares for kids as an alternative to juvenile detention. You name it, if there's a need out there for a kid, Sunrise is going to be there to solve
it. And so these funds are necessary, and people get a beautiful day on Valhalla Golf Course. Before Tiger Woods gets here next year.
Well, but it's one of those courses that people salivate to play, so this may be the chance to do it, right?
Absolutely.
And it's not too late to put together teams?
It's not. We have actually just a couple spots left, so people can contact us. I know you're going to provide some information. They can also go to our website, sunrise.org, and we have a few whole sponsorships left as well.
So do you get another chance to redeem yourself?
You know, fortunately, we have some Granger team members that will be volunteering the day of the event to help out. And have another opportunity to redeem my performance.
He's going, you didn't need to call me out in front of everybody.
He's already having nightmares about it.
I know, going, how am I going to do better? Very, very good. And I love that. You said Julie Roberts, but your daughter, you said?
She's Julia. Yes,
Julia Roberts.
We adopted her a couple years ago out of foster care system, so we're proud to kind of live out the values we serve at Sunrise at our home as well. And she's now officially Julia Roberts, and actually very proud of that.
I bet she is. I bet
and let's hope someday she's not a runaway bride. Like
right, yes.
Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And there's still room for you. The Kids for Kids Golf Tournament is June the 24th.
For details, call 538-1023 and go play on Valhalla.
Helping people become foster parents is just one of the many different ways that Sunrise Children's Services is helping to change the lives of abused and neglected kids.
We just ask that you come with an open mind and an open heart and an open home. But we are here to teach you the skills that you need. And we've had foster parents who have told us that have come from other agencies that they have no doubt that when they need something, they can call us and we'll be right there for them. They're not in it alone.
You can always reach somebody. It's all about the kids, and that seems to be a big part of this whole organization. So we're really be happy to be with this group.
Yes, I would not want to change it any other way. And they continue our education. I'm still learning every day.
The support system is incredible. It's like joining a family. It's not an agency, it's joining a family.
Let Sunrise help you become a foster parent. Call us today.
You may think it takes a superhero to be a foster parent, people with special gifts and talents, extra time on their hands, but that's not necessarily true. Mostly you need empathy for children and teens in need, kids who've been in crisis situations and just need someone to say, I care, someone to lend a listening ear. People like Robert and Stacy Tomlinson, who have been foster parents with Sunrise Children's Services for 4 years and made a dramatic difference in their foster daughter Brittany's life.
I think it was last January, January of my junior year. I don't know, I forgot what I did, but Dad, he sat down in the kitchen. We were on the floor. He talked for 3.5 hours with me. And I think then was when I decided I just completely changed around. Dad could have done anything else. He could have worked on his lesson that he do for church or play the video game or do some work for the office. He stopped everything he was doing to talk to me. And I think that was the day that changed everything.
She was just emotionally having a bad day and going through a lot of things, and I just took the time to talk with her. And it's gonna make me choke up. Just basically let her know we cared for her and that we were there for her and that we weren't there to give up on her. That's what I communicated over and over. And she kept wanting to know why, and I just told her, because we care. And we're not here to give up. You know, it's been difficult and we go through our difficult things, but we're here to stick it through to the end, and we want to see the best for you. So.
And that's the thing as kids, it takes a while, but you need to let them know you're not going to give up. And you're in it until they're 18 or until they decide to leave. And it's on their terms to leave, not ours. You know, our home is open to them for as long as they want to stay. And it's like the little boy we got last night, he's 10. And I said, so you're here till you're 18, right? And he looks at me and he says, that's what they say. And he gave me the biggest smile. And you know, he's 10, so we'll have 8+ years with him, hopefully. So, and you, as a foster parent, you have to know that when they come into your home, you don't give up on them, you don't stop loving them, and you just keep on going with letting them feel like a part of your family, because that's what they're eager to get, is being a part of a family and being mom and dad. Sometimes they may call us mom and dad in 2 years. Sometimes it may be a year. Sometimes it may be a day. So,
Or maybe not at all.
or maybe not at all.
But we want them to feel and understand that they're living in our house, they're a part of our family as long as they live there.
She's mine. I mean, she's just one of mine, and even through the tough times, you know, you can't give up on your kids, whether biological or foster. So she's come a long way, and she's quite a impressive young woman wanting to go on to college and do right and do good, and I think she's learned a lot in our home that people aren't going to give up on her, and to trust. She had a big issue.
Perhaps that's the most important message of all, letting these kids know there is no giving up. Brittany graduated high school this month, and the Tomlinsons, who also have 3 biological children, are now fostering an 11-year-old boy. You can learn more about becoming a foster parent at 855-33-I-CARE or visit sunrise.org.
Did you know more children are being removed from their homes because of abuse and neglect? Many have been beaten, sexually abused, or just left on their own.
Someone has to respond to the needs of these kids. We cannot just ignore them. Most of us have it within our hearts to say, that's not right. That's happening around us. Yes, it's happening around us. It's happening in every county, in every community, all across Kentucky.
But where can they go when it's not safe at home? The state doesn't have the resources to care for them all, and so this is the mission of Sunrise Children's Services.
We want to help save their lives and give them a future. Every child deserves that.
And you can be a part of saving young lives. With the help of the Sunrise staff, you can become a foster parent, volunteer your time, or get involved by making a donation. Together, we can help children in crisis shine.
When you see the positive changes that Sunrise makes in a child's life, you want to be part of that, but not everybody's ready to become a foster parent. There are many other creative ways you can help. One of the most creative we've seen so far is this, a cell phone app called Poke the Dots. It's a game that iPhone and Android users can download for free, but it will help raise money for the good that Sunrise Children's Services does every day. The game's developer simply wanted to help, and he can explain how it all works. Say hi to Terry Netherton, the app's developer, Dale Suttles as well of Sunrise Children's Services. So Terry, very clever way to support Sunrise. And what prompted you to create an app for charity?
Well, I think we discussed, about 4.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS. And it was a way for me, actually, in the beginning, to start a fundraiser that kind of let me make an impact. And one thing about, when you get diagnosed with anything like that, your perspectives kind of change a little bit. Things that maybe were a little more important than you thought aren't so important. And things that weren't really important suddenly become.
Sure.
One of the things that I found out was as much as MS was a battle for me, it was only one, and there's a whole lot more out there. There's a lot of people going through a whole lot of different things. So this was a way for me, and it was an interesting idea, and I talked to Dale about it, and we came up with this concept just to kind of make an impact. And if you have worked with anything with Sunrise, and if you've seen any of their facilities and some of the kids are the heroes, and this is a great way to help these kids and give them a voice, really. And make an impact.
It's interesting, too, that it's a game. We know kids love their, little technology devices, right?
I have an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old. Now you know where my inspiration is.
Yes, I know that. And grown people, too, we get addicted to these things. Angry Birds, everybody's always upgrading on that. So Poke the Dots is a really fun way for people to support Sunrise when they buy this game. Dale, I'm sure you were thrilled. You've been buddies for a long time with Terry for him to approach you with this idea.
Well, Laura, Terry has such a big heart, and he just wants to reach out and do everything he can to make communities better. And so, yes, I was thrilled when he came to me and said, hey, I've got this idea, and he showed it to me, and I thought, what a great way to think outside the box, because, as nonprofits, we've got to be out there and we've got to take care of our product. And a lot of times it means raising the resources to get that done. This is something new, something exciting, maybe an untapped market. And it's something that the purchaser, whether it is an adult buying for a child, everyone can enjoy this. Children can play it because it's easy. Seniors can play it because it will keep their mind engaged. And then it's just easy to play. If you're sitting in the airport waiting for your plane, you can sit there and do that thing. And it's so it's really neat. And again, as Terry says, the winners are the children, because it's another way we can reach out and do something for them.
Exactly, and I was watching you play the game on your iPad before, so it's fun and it's challenging. Like you said, anybody can play it, and you hook people because you start playing for free and then you donate, right? To upgrade.
That's the goal. And the game is for free. You can donate, and you have a lot of upgrades that you can purchase, and that's the deal. It's a fun way, and it's so easy to give back. I mean, that's the one thing we tried to get done with this was it's a great way to enjoy and actually make a difference.
Yeah.
And that was what the premise was. You can play a game now. My 14-year-old can play a game on the couch, which he never stops anyway, and he can make a donation, and that to me was the difference maker.
Yeah, and in that case, that's children helping other children.
Right.
And Dale, again, we're talking about kids that have been in crisis situations, you all turning things around for them. So really a worthy cause. We're talking about Sunrise Children's Services.
Absolutely. Kids that have faced adversities that you and I cannot comprehend, a great way to reach out and help them to heal and make their situation better.
Yeah, and an example of fundraising really evolving with the times that we're talking about.
We hope, yes.
Apps for the phone. This is new to me. I never thought of this concept before.
It's interesting, and like I said, everybody, there's an app for everything now.
Yeah.
And everything has evolved into that. So why not look at our fundraising and what we're doing and how we're generating dollars when it could be just so easy?
Yeah.
And that's what we're asking. We're not asking you to go write a check. We're not asking you to show up at an event that's going to take time out of your day. We're asking you to grab the one thing that you have with you 24 hours a day.
Right, yeah.
And download something for free and maybe get a couple of upgrades to help support a fantastic charity.
Yeah.
That's too easy.
Terry was talking about some exciting things that he's pulled in at this too, to get sports celebrities to help muster the cause on this too.
Yeah, well, Louisville won't be happy about that because I just got Jody Meeks to help me
Well,
out.
we have a lot of UK fans in Louisville.
Yeah, Jody did tell me he was going to help me out. I talked to him on Friday, so he's going to help me kind of promote some of this stuff too.
That's great to have that celebrity behind it. All right, well, thank you all so much. We appreciate you being here. If you want to know when the app is available, go to Facebook and like the Sunrise page. It's facebook.com/SunriseKidsKY.
Find out how you can help. Together, we can help children in crisis shine. Become a foster parent, volunteer your time or skills, or help support Sunrise by making a donation. Give them a call at 855-33-I-CARE or visit them online at sunrise.org. I'm Angie Fenton. For everyone at Sunrise, thank you for watching.